We're back here on Spring Trends, right here on Western Spring Television. And here we'll speak to issues trending on social media. What is trending? Who is trending? Where are they trending? And we get to take reactions. I always tell you that you've got to keep pumping in those comments, letting the world know what you think about the different situations and you never can tell. We may get to read it on our big screen here. My name is Evelyn Ohiola, and of course, Femi Ojo is right here. Welcome on board, Femi. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good to be back again.
All right, let's just get to business, shall we? The very first story is talking about this new bill by the Senate that has passed the second reading, seeking an act to establish the National Food Reserve Agency. And, the bill was sponsored by Senator Salim Mustafa from Kwara Central, which aims to enhance agricultural development and tackle emergency food crisis and ensure stable incomes for farmers through efficient storage and market interventions. We know that Nigeria is going through food insecurity at this time, and this bill seeks to make this go away and us have plenty as a nation. Let's take reaction at this time. African Real says, hope there is food to reserve. What is this? That is the most important question the Senate should answer first. It's not just passing a bill with no significant impact on citizens' lives. All right, I feel what African Reals is saying, that it's the first thing is for you to ensure that there is enough food before you now talk about food reservation or preservation. Ibuka Okoli says, basically food restriction and price regulation agency. They want to hold Nigerians by the scruff of their neck. And Damian Delimax says, more, make una have mercy on us, we'll be ordinary citizens. Another office again for looting, where their salaries and maintenance money go to come from again. Go for them, go renovate the same office with 14 billion naira. And Gregs says, Oronsaya report was asking for merging and scrapping of some irrelevant agencies to reduce costs. And here you are still creating agencies that should be inside Ministry of Agriculture. Obvious, you guys are short of ideas. And coming to you, Femi, I'd like to take it from where Grex, dropped it off from. Oronsaya reports. Last week I was actually reading reports of senators bringing up bills to create this agency, create that agency, create this university, create that higher institution. What happened to the Oronsaya report that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said it was going to be implemented? Months ago, it rented the air of the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu trying to follow through with the Oronsaya report and said that there will be merging and scrapping of some agencies, merging of some agencies, so that we can have a leaner administration and we can be able to cater to some other things. But it seems that was just for the optics. That was just for people to just talk about, to distract the people for a while. Because what I'm seeing recently shows that the Oronsaya report has been thrown into the mud.
When they say foul, it does, like something to always chew. I think there is an intentional thing, from the people who are first to say, at the top, the girl feel like, oh, what can we do at this time? Knock them down and make them chew. Before you know what's happening, so many things you are supposed to focus on will lose that sight, and the guys there will have done some things that we are not supposed to know. And I think this, because it's a conspiracy theory, but I think it's not far off, and it's looking like that National Food Reserve Agency establishment to do what again? Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of this, Ministry of that, and you can't have this as an agency under, as a department, really. Not as an agency, it's a department. You have band silos all over the place. What are we supposed? Okay, what will be the work of this agency? Then you have a DG, as an assistant DG, deputy DG, all kind of directors, and the rest of them. Cars will be bought, houses will be rented, buildings will be erected, and these are some of the things. I think it just shows that trust politicians at your own peril. And I'm not even talking about the ruling party at the center, APC. An average Nigerian politician, na lambaist. That's what they are known for. They know what to tell you. Now, they will major on minor and minor on major. Food food reserve. So you can't have that and just call on the Ministry of Agriculture, the minister, to say, this is what we are looking at. How can we strengthen you guys? How can you handle 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Now, for a government, Tinubu's government, that said they are working on having a leaner, government size. That way, they have the biggest size in the history of this nation, cabinet members and the rest of the thing. And they are still mulling the ideas of having other ministry and then different agencies. It just shows one thing: we are not serious. And it's just business. I dare say on this program today, with facts and figures available, especially in the public space, this is business as usual. Nothing has changed. And it's not looking like anything will change. What has changed? I've seen positive change. What exactly has changed? Can you go to a filling station and you are sure that in the next 6 months, there won't be disruption in supply? Are you sure? Has it ever happened since the government came on board? Everything we have been hearing is skyrocket. And you see some of the handlers say, oh, what we were having before, even problematic as it was, we were living fake life. That this is our real life now as a people. But that real life, no, they ever affect people in government. But somebody can come out and say, because I have to pay my stewards, I have to pay my drivers, constituency office, that 40 million where you people they give me, even do. And for my police, I'm a billionaire. Forbes has said I'm a billionaire before. I'm the only one in Sub-Saharan Africa and maybe in the whole of Africa that Forbes said I'm a billionaire. And so this 14 million is not even enough. Maybe I'm speaking for some of my colleagues. The senator said sometimes he had to, sort out some of his colleagues as well, because that 40 million will not do them. Really? Share with fee switch. A level 17 officer, share the person fee just switch with tuna. These are how many years will it take somebody to work and have 14 million naira? And the person is saying that is why something. I'm talking about Ojiuzokalo. I'm just digressing that this is not a matter of political party. It's just politicians that doesn't see a big deal. Just to round it off, Ojiuzokalo said in that viral video and said that some of his colleagues are career politicians. And many persons will say, who made you career politicians? Are you not supposed to have job normally? And then you see politics as a way of advancing the cause of your people or having influence and making positive impact. It's supposed to be influence. Yeah, we know it's power. It's about power grabbing. But use that power, not as much you have it, to better the loss of the people. He said they are career politicians. And I'm supposed to use that as a yardstick to say, give them more money. Now that some of them has come to say that 40 million is not enough for them, you know the calculation yourself. Before the end of this year, we'll be here to share a story of either the thing is being reviewed or it has been reviewed and somebody will leak it. You will not know. If somebody will come and say 40 million is not enough for us.
And I'd like to ask, there was a time that the lawmakers said that they were going to be donating their salaries for the next 6 months.
6 months, The rest,
I don't know.
On the basic salary. Don't let them fool you.
Yeah, the basic salary.
It's not the total take home.
I'd like to know if that
300,000 naira.
If that is still in place.
In 6
Even
months.
if it's 300,000 naira, Femi. Because I remember that particular month, the next month, a senator, while he was on air on a particular program, TV program, he slipped in a way, and his salary, he showed his salary to the host, to the program host, and they realized that he collected his full salary
for that month.
Okay. So we'd like to know if the donation of their salaries, as they claimed they'll be doing for the next 6 months, is still in progress, or they are still having their full salary in place. It's one thing for them to say something, but another thing for them to follow through.
National Food Reserve.
All right, let's see how that pans out in the coming weeks and months and probably years. Let's move on to the next story this morning. Nigerian Telecom Subscribers Association have asked the NCC to approve a 10% tariff increase, and this has been in the saddle for a while now. Increment of the tariff for telecommunication subscribers. But Nigerians are saying, how much more do we need to pay? How much more do we need to part with when it comes to taxes, paying of taxes, paying of this and that? That's what some Nigerians are asking. But let's see the reactions of people on social media. Let's check their polls at this time. Nigerian Land says, I do not know what will happen before Tinubu ends his tenure as things are going like this. Though the thing is that no matter how things are tough now, this period may be the best time some people are making it big. It is not everyone the economy is affecting negatively as we speak. Some people, this regime is their Christmas or celebration season. And Sadiq Ibrahim says, with their poor services, they still want an increase in tariff. And African Rails, again, says, for me, it is not their fault. Things are not easy in their side as well. People are working for them. Things they used to buy before for 10,000 naira is now more than 30,000 naira. Even minimum wage has increased, meaning they must increase their workers' salaries and allowances in line with that law. And I want to agree with African Rails too. Theophilus Lawrence says, tax won't pay us for this country. Very soon you'll be paying tax for breathing Nigerian air. Is anything like Nigerian air? I mean, the Nigerian air I know is the one that never saw the light of day with the last administration.
It's all brief light, oh. 1 day light.
1 day light.
Hard this Rika air.
What I'm sure the Nigerian air is talking about is, you know, the air we breathe in and out. Femi, how do you react to this? Tariff increase for telco subscribers. What do you think?
I think, to be fair, right, this is an unpopular opinion. Yeah. I think they have been on this particular thing for a while, and they have been shouting every time they come out to say these. The NCC, you know, the FCCPC, Nigerians will both on their neck. But, you know, they have been making a case to say cables, TV service providers have increased their thing. They do so. Yeah. And either you like it, you go to court, the National Assembly will say, oh yeah, go and reduce it. Nothing will happen. Yeah. That's the way it works. Whereas on the road, food items, petrol, everything has increased. And, you know, some of their persons will say, and you still want them to maintain what they are doing. They are buying diesel. In fact, most of their engines run on diesel. And these are some of the things.
Now they have to increase their worker salary.
Yeah. The mast that they host in different communities are paid for. They get some of this land on lease. I'm not their spokesperson as of now. But then, these are some of the things. And maybe they should just find a way of maybe having stakeholders meeting, you know, with critical stakeholders and explain why they have to do this, really. Because if everybody has increased to whatever they do in one way or the other, and you think that sector should just remain like that, I'm not sure it's fair. And maybe if actually they let it remain like that, the quality might be affected as well, because they might have to drop the ball. Some persons, they might have to switch off some engines, and this thing will affect the quality of the service that they render. Yeah. I think the best shot I think they should do is to have stakeholders engagement across border. Let people know we can't afford to keep doing this at this time, because it's the society is a total reflection of what we're having already. Now, I think there is a news that there might be tax that is put on them, the tariff. They might have to pay more. So who pays again? If you are putting something on a company that company should pay more, the service they are rendering, the consumer that will end up paying. And these are some of the issues. So I think we need a stakeholders engagement from the telcos, people in government, and they should show workings and improve the quality as well, because these are some of the things that we are seeing. Tariff, tax. The thing is because the purchasing power is low. You must pay tax one way or the other. You must pay. The Scandinavians pay a lot of taxes, and that's why maybe some of their institutions are free, because some persons are funding the system. But there should be what is it called now? There should be value for money. You won't ask me to come and part with 40% of my 100 naira when I know saying I may back. And I go carry and buy, or I go carry and go give traditional rulers. And me, you go tell me, say I go reap and for future. May everybody reap and now.
All right. And, you know, some Nigerians may have the opinion that we may have had some tariff increase in a way, but not really open to. Yes, because for the telcos now, for probably used to get 5,000 naira for 12 gig. Now you have it on 10,
the data
10
service,
gig.
right?
You know, it is what it
happened.
is. And some people say the data is watery. I don't know what that is.
The moment you just put it,
let's move on to the next story this morning. All right, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Wike, has declared war on beggars, stating that enforcement agents will begin to apprehend beggars on Monday. I watched this and it was like, it's really improper for us to have beggars on the streets of Abuja. And it says it doesn't really speak well for the nation's capital when people from other countries come in and by the roadside, you're seeing beggars here and there. And it said from very soon that they will have agents that will actually,
and this picture says it all,
pick them off
here.
the road and take them somewhere else, or pick them off the road totally. And he has warned them that he doesn't want to see beggars on the streets of Abuja anymore. And Wike, when he says, he does what he says, and people are looking forward to what this will actually hold. Ezekiel Chikwedo says, Mr. Wike, please think how to make them useful than chasing them away, because it will increase more insecurities in the city. And Richard Thomas says, apprehend them, accommodate them, and feed them no wahala. And Uche Kenneth says, chasing them to where? And Peter Josh, my country, no one in his right senses derives pleasure in begging, not condition. What has government ever done to empower them? Nothing. Some are disabled, but skillful. There's ability in disability. We are all chasing shadow in this country, now turn by turn. What are your thoughts? And, Minister Wike said that some unscrupulous individuals actually make use of this begging thing to perpetuate evil. They do like they are beggars, but actually they are kidnappers, they are armed robbers, and when you come to
gun runners.
Exactly. So how do you react?
I think many truths can coexist here. It's socially, and you can't come into the nation's capital and the scene that will greet you is that of people begging here and there. It speaks about the nation. But then that's one side. Somebody said, what's the government doing about that? There are some of them that are willing to work. But then I dare say, let's be truth to power. There are people that are able-bodied, that they don't want to do anything, that they just want to keep begging. Yeah. They will ambush you and blackmail you with all kinds of prayers. Yeah. And it's not just in Abuja, it's almost everywhere. Baba call me, something, you know where I'm talking about. These are some of the things let's do as well to do right by our people. But for some of them that are handicapped, is that way we can help them. These are some of the issues as well. But finally, let me put, I hope these people that are beggars, they are not the ones that the minister, that the government in which the minister is serving has added to the pool of the beggars. I hope the policies of the government in which Mr. Wike is serving has not made more people to become beggars. Where I live, Evelyn, on 2 occasions, I've seen people say, outside the gate, calling on me. Another one was knocking at the gate. People I don't know. Yeah. And these are the things that I don't live in the VIP area, but because some persons have just felt, whoever is living in this house, let me just beg to have something to eat. I'm not talking about professional beggars. There are professional beggars. That's what they do daily. And some of them have multiple wives. We have many of them like that. Yeah. But I'm talking about people that the economy has removed their sense of humanity and they just want to survive. There are those people as well. So we must just find a way around that. The policy of the government in which he is serving has rendered more people to be beggars, and ordinarily they won't beg. So all these things, let's fix it.
All right, and this actually reminds me of that popular book while I was young, Beggar Strike. We hope we don't have a beggar strike. In fact, Minister Wike right now is calling for a beggar strike. He wants beggars off the streets of Abuja. Let's go to our next and final story. The National Nigeria Immigration Service has transferred Bobrisky to the FCID after arrest. Remember that he was arrested on the border leading to Semed, the Semed border, when he wanted to move out of Nigeria. And, the source added that he's in the FCID for safekeeping following his arrest by officials in the Nigeria Immigration Service while attempting to exit the country through the Semed border, adding that he is here for now. Further directives will be awaiting regarding his case. And also there are some, people that said, reports that said that he's been kept in the female detention center, whatever that is. I am Sulaiman D says, Bob, don't put Idris for problem. What is this? And Viking Graham 66 says, is it real arrest this time? I hope it's not a special lodge. Anyway, he should just repent. That's the only circumstance that will help or set him free. And Solo It says, Ego, they regret now why he won't run. And K_Ladele_DD says, to all of you that's addressing Bob Risky as Mommy of Lagos, Bob is a fake man. Look at how Channels TV addressed him, Idris Okuneye. Stop calling him Mommy of Lagos. What a balablu. All right, so Femi, very quickly, if you can do this in 1 minute or less, I would appreciate your thoughts.
Well, he should face his travails, possibly some of those things are self-caused, it should be, life happens to people, and you should be able to face the consequences of your actions. So this is just the thing. But the angle in which many Nigerians are interested is not even in the Idris matter, is in the system that aided and abetted his incarceration, supposed incarceration, and now that I wanted to flee. Many persons will say, why do you want to flee? But maybe because they might be called to question. He has been summoned at the National Assembly. We were told that he was sick. He didn't attend.
So how come you can...
All of a sudden, you arrive in a black jeep and you wanted to leave the country. These are some of the issues. You have his day. Let him get his lawyer again, and we'll see what happens. So for Bobrisky, that has put Idris in problem, is the same human body. He'll be fine.
All right, he will be fine, but of course, the law should take its due course. That's the show for today. Thank you for being a part of our world. We'll make a return tomorrow for another interesting time on Spring Trends. Thank you, Femi, for doing this.
My pleasure.
My name is Evelyn Ohiola. Have yourself a good and productive day. Bye.